Hey, everybody, welcome to today's webinar on getting into luxury real estate. We are absolutely honored to have Michael LaFido join us on one of our Shawami webinars. If you don't know about Michael, he is like the coach when it comes to teaching luxury. He not only teaches the luxury certification courses, but something that I find very unique about him and his coaching is he's still actively selling luxury real estate. So you're getting real experience from somebody who is still actively doing this and still actively involved in it. So you're not just getting a coach that's going to sit down and tell you what to do by not doing it. He is actively still promoting his programs and teaching others how to do it. So we're very excited. If you don't already know about Showami, we're an on-demand showing agent solution. So we help with home showings when you're unavailable to show. So again, thank you for joining us. This is just part of our education series, and this is our education piece on luxury. Michael, we're excited to have you.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. Appreciate it. You and I have seen each other at various conferences. Love what you're doing. It's a, it's a great service. I think even more so in light of what's going on in today's world, where buyers are going to be hesitant to sign agreements and they just want to see properties and everything else. So, uh, uh, kudos to you guys.
Love it. Thank
All
you.
right, you guys are in the right spot if you want to. And by the way, I'm recovering from cold, so forgive me. But if you guys want to increase your average sale price and you want to work smarter, not harder, I think this is going to be the best webinar you've ever attended. My name is Michael LaFido. I'm the author of several books. The book on the screen there is Luxury Listing Specialist. And I got a book coming out here in about 3 weeks called Secrets of Top Luxury Agents. I'm going to give away a couple free items for you today. Uh, that's one thing Josh said, to say bring amazing value, but if you got a freebie for them, let them have it. And so uh, you'll want to have your notes. You want to take notes on this. I'll be around at the end. Josh can ask questions. You can type your chat in the chat feature. Go ahead and type your questions in. But at the end, we'll unmute you, or Josh can read off the questions to me, and we'll make sure that we do that as well.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
with that, what's that, Josh?
Yeah, I'm totally up for that. We should be all set for those. Should be able to get, like I said, like he said, put your questions in there. I do also have throughout this webinar, I do have one quick survey poll that I think will be fun and it will help kind of gear this conversation for Michael. I'm going to throw that out there now. It's going to basically ask you all, and this is, you guys can do this throughout while he's talking. Like, what do you find is probably the most important element when it comes to selling luxury real estate? So that's going to be super cool because we're going to touch up on it. I already know the answer based off of what Michael
Yeah, I
shared with
already clicked an answer, but since I'm a panelist, I can't answer.
me.
Um,
Yeah, I know, right?
uh, so first thing is, oh, let me share with you a free bonus item right off the bat. I created this ebook. It's called Secrets, 7 Secrets to Break into Luxury on a $0 Budget. I had shared this with you, Josh. You guys can find this at luxurylistingblueprint.com, luxurylistingblueprint.com, or scan the QR code on your screen. All right. I do these events all over the country. I'll be in Scottsdale next week attending the T3 Summit and Gathering of Eagles, but I'll also be teaching my Lux designation training. We tour mansions. We do full day trainings. I have agents from several brokerages that will be on my panel, and we tour. Next week, we'll be touring a $19 million and a $10 million property at the end. All right, this training is perfect if you want to differentiate yourself, if you're looking to attract more buyers and more sellers, and you're looking to get buyers to sign your buyer agency agreement, or perhaps refer buyers out to Showami and you don't have to worry about showing properties. That might even be a great avenue for you. But bottom line is, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some strategies that work today. These are not theory. These are things that I myself, as a top luxury agent in the Chicago market, am doing today. These are also things that agents from my book, my upcoming book called Secrets of Top Luxury Agents, this is what they're doing as well. So there's no magic pill.
That was easy.
There's no easy button. Everybody's looking for the easy button. This is not some fluff. This is not a magic pill, but I will share with you, it is working today. So Josh, thanks for putting that in there as well. So I am a top agent. I am an author. I'm a speaker, but I'm in the trenches just like you guys. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit to get into the actual training. By the way, this is how you can get in touch with me. Scan the QR code or send me an email, and there's some websites on there. That's the best way for you to get in touch with me. One of my favorite quotes is on the next slide, and I'll share it with you. It's from Daniel Kahneman, and he says, people would rather do business with someone they like and they trust rather than someone they don't, even if this likable person is offering a lower quality product and service at a higher price. So my question to you is, why wouldn't you do both? Why wouldn't you offer a higher quality service and be likable, right? You attract more people with honey. So be likable, attract more people, and you can differentiate yourself from the competition. I do believe, Josh, the fastest way for agents to get instant credibility from their database, from their friends on social media, from people that know them, like them, and trust them, and matter of fact, people that don't know them that well, like them that well, or trust them that well, is to get those high-end buyers and those high-end sellers. Now, we've all, maybe not, but you should have heard the term list to live. Okay, listings are the name of the game. You want to get listings, especially in light of the lawsuits. Listings are the name of the game. They were the name of the game for years. Maybe you've heard a sign in the yard is better than one in the car, but list. Okay, and so you can leverage listings a lot better than you can buyers. If you're working with buyers, you got to get the permission from the listing agent to take photos and shoot video before the closing. Okay. Listings, you can leverage the heck out of it until the closing and beyond. Okay. And you don't need permission from any agents because it's your photos. Okay. So list to live. On this training I'm going to teach you today, I'm going to cover 3 major points. And those 3 major points, Peter Liu out of Orlando is a top agent. He attributed $8 million in volume from what I taught on this same type training that I'm teaching you today. Now, I'm not a former sibling of parents that were, or brother and sister that runs a big luxury team. I had zilch. I was the first to go to college. I got a 19 on my ACT, which isn't good, by the way. I got an 18 the second time I took it. And I'm going to share with you my story and how you can apply it so that you can get your next luxury listing in the next 30 days. That's my goal for you guys, to get your next luxury listing or buyer in the next 30 days. I didn't come from wealth. My first 5 years in the business, I was a part-time real estate agent with Coldwell Banker. And my first listing, you always remember your first. This is my first. It wasn't the building. It was a little $80,000 condo in the building. And then the next screen, you'll see how I represent some really cool properties today. I just put on a $4.3 million listing yesterday, and I'm hopefully going to be getting a $3 million listing next week. So in my market, that's a big deal. Maybe not in Florida and some of these other markets, but you know, the average price point in my market's around 500,000. So 3 million is a big deal. We define luxury. I'm going to talk about some definitions on this training as well. Again, so I'm in the trenches just like you. I do these trainings all over the country. We do mansion tours at the end. This was the Nashville mansion. We toured a $16 million home at the end. Next week, I'll be touring a $19 and $10 million home after my Scottsdale. All right, today, my big 3 takeaways for today is going to be number 1, number 2, number 3. And it's going to be your foundation we're going to talk about first. Ed Andrews owned a brokerage. One of his agents went through the same training and basically doubled his average list price since attending my training. So we're going to share with you guys how to do that through 3 core principles today. Number 1 is your solid foundation, and that's what we're going to talk about first, your solid foundation. Now, Josh, what happens in your market if a home is built on a weak foundation? What's some of the things that can happen when a home like the one on the screen here is built on a weak foundation?
I mean, I'm in Florida, so it just takes one hurricane to take that bad boy out.
Yep. One hurricane. So that's worst case scenario hurricane. Talk to me about some other things besides a hurricane.
I mean, in general, just rainstorms can take out the foundation. You can have cracks in your foundation on a low issue. But I think just in general, if we're talking about, in our area, if we're talking about the actual real estate market not having a strong foundation, your lead flow just kind of dries up.
Yeah, your lead flow dries up. But what happens on these houses, whether it be an entry level home, a starter home, um, is things go wrong. Uh, and the doors don't open properly, the windows don't close properly. You have some cracks in the foundation. Maybe the roof starts to leak. Of course, worst case scenario, hurricane comes through and it knocks it down. But little things over time, okay? Little things over time happen. And so what happens in your business when you have a weak foundation? Well, same thing, little things happen. Okay, little things happen. Okay. So I'm going to be talking about what you can do to strengthen your foundation as an agent on the first part of this training. I'm a big believer if you grow your knowledge, your confidence will grow. You're more confident, you'll step out of your comfort zone. You're more confident, you'll go in those zip codes you've never sold before, Josh. You're more confident, you'll go to a broker open in an area that you'd like to sell, but you've never sold. You're more confident, you'll go on that listing appointment where, guess what? Their homes are nicer than your home. They drive nicer cars than you. You're going to have to fake it a little bit till you make it. That's what
Hmm.
happens when your confidence will grow. Now, Josh, you're unmuted. Not everybody else is. But if I were to unmute everybody, and I can't, so I'm going to use you as an example. If I were to say garbage in, you'd say garbage,
Out.
garbage in, garbage out. That's what 99% of people say, but that's exactly the wrong answer. Garbage in, unfortunately, Josh, garbage stays. Think about it. Is the news positive? Is it uplifting? Do they want to unite you and unite me? We got an election coming on. Okay. No, it's negative. It's negative. It's negative. Okay. There I am, by the way. The video, we got this
Yeah.
figured out. It's negative.
I
Josh,
figured it out
I got
after a
my
while.
orange Shawami going on today. I wore it
I
just
love
for
it.
you. Okay. Our next book, Secret to Top Luxury Agents, that's coming out in 3 weeks. It's got 23 rock stars in there. The lion head. I am wearing my special limited edition orange lion head shirt just for you today, Josh.
I love it.
Well, you might be getting a shirt if you keep that up. I appreciate it. All right.
No, we're gonna, and I've just shared the link to the Secrets to the Top Luxury Agents, which is
Oh,
the book
thank you.
he's talking
Yes,
about.
that is a kind of a preview page for everybody. The website, the official website is launching when the book launches. Soft launch date is May 6th. We'll keep you posted on that, but it
Yes.
will be a bestseller. I have undercover billionaire Glenn Stearns wrote the foreword. Listen to the names that are in this book. These are rock star, living legends. Julie Foppel, founder of Realm. Jack Cotton. This guy's the godfather of luxury real estate. Okay, Kofi Narti, Christoph Chu, Gary Ashton, who runs the #1 Remax team, and others. We have 23 chapters of pure gold. It's 298 pages, and it's coming out here in less than 3 weeks.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for it too. Lisa Hayes says, be careful how you talk to yourself because guess what, Josh? You are listening. Tony
Hmm.
Robbins says, success leaves clues. So this next slide, I put homes into buckets. In most major big cities, there's 5 price points. In small rural areas, bucket 5 probably isn't an option. So many people say, Mike, well, how do you define luxury? That's what I thought you were going to ask on there. Okay, Josh, I thought you were going to ask everybody, what does luxury start in your price point, or how do you define luxury? Most people's default answer would be $1 million.
Yep.
But in Silicon Valley, $1 million won't get you a teardown. In Kokomo, Indiana, $500,000 will get you a luxury home. So it's all relative, right? And so
Hmm.
we define home prices, it starts with bucket 2. You got to find bucket 2, the average price point in your market, Josh. And how do you find the average price point? Your MLS, your real estate board, or title company. Those are your three places that you can give you that data pretty easily. Now, you might service multiple markets, so the average price point in one market might be different. The average price point on the north side of the tracks might be different than the south side of the tracks. And I don't expect you to memorize this data at all, but I do expect you to know where to go to get this data if you need to educate a client, a buyer, or a seller. So these 5 buckets, Josh, real simple. Bucket 1 is entry level. Bucket 2 is your average price bucket. Okay. So again, start with bucket 2, and everything below that is bucket 1 or starter price point or entry level. Well, Mike, how do you define a high-end home? I've heard you talk about high-end homes. Well, a high-end home is a home that's 2 times the average price point in your market. Luxury, we define luxury as 3 times the average price point in your marketplace. Okay. Bucket 4 is how I define luxury, Josh. And we define a luxury home as a home that is 3 times the average price point in your market. And we define an ultra luxury as 10x, 10. One of my authors in the book is Elena Cardone, Grant Cardone's wife, the 10x, 10x rule. And that has nothing to do with my definition, but we do define a luxury home as 10 times the average price point. Okay.
Yep. I'm with you.
Well, Mike, great. This sounds awesome. I want to increase my average sale price. I want to sell more high-end homes. But what are some benefits of selling high-end homes? Well, I'm glad you asked. Number 1, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out higher paychecks. Number 2, you could be more profitable per transaction. Number 3 is ROI. There's 2 ROIs. That's ROI squared. Okay. Go ahead. Let's do some interaction from the people that are on here in the question and answer part. Go ahead and type in what you think ROI stands for. Just go ahead and type that in. The chat feature might not work, but the Q&A
I opened it up on the chat, so everybody can now chat for the
go ahead
temporary
and type in
time.
the chat feature what you think ROI stands for, please.
Okay, they're sending it to us. Awesome.
Yes. A ratio of income. I've never heard that one. Captain Ron. Captain Ron. I like, man, Captain Ron, I think I met you last year at NAR in Orlando. Do you have a business card that makes you look like a captain? I want to say you were at ERA. If my memory serves me correct. Captain Ron, let me know if you and I met at NAR and in Orlando, I believe. All right. So most of you got return on investment, correct?
Yep.
Okay. But the second type of ROI is return on Josh, I typed it to you. You put it to
You
everybody
did
else,
just
please.
type it to me. It's
Yes,
okay.
put it to everybody else. The second type of ROI is return on impression. So let me ask you, we are in a digital world today, right? I call it, we're at a dating app. People, if they go on Facebook, they're swiping up. Okay. On certain apps, they're swiping left and right. Okay. So we are in an ADD personality type world that we're in. My kid, literally, he is playing Call of Duty and he is watching videos at the same time on his smartphone. Okay. People are multitasking and people have, okay, real captain from Alaska. Okay, so different Captain Ron. Okay, but guys, people are busy and they are on their smartphones. And so return on impression is important. Okay, in other words, if Josh is doing a Facebook Live at a van down by the river in a trailer park, nothing wrong with trailer parks, he'll get some clicks and some views. Now, if Josh does that same live stream at an $18 million mansion, do you think he's going to get more clicks and impressions on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook? He will.
yeah.
It's just the world we're in. Okay. If you're a good looking woman, you drive a nice car, you have mansions, or a good looking guy, you are getting more clicks than the rest of us. So you got to get some big luxury listings and that will help with your ROI. All right, let's talk about some limiting beliefs, Josh, that most agents have. Most agents have built-in excuses, I would call them as well. And they have some misconceptions about breaking into luxury. Okay. They have some
Yep.
misconceptions. Okay. And those are that you have to be a top producing agent or a veteran agent with gray hair before you can sell luxury. False. Number two, you personally need to be wealthy. False. You personally need to live in a big home. False. Or drive that big car or have multiple cars or have a house in Florida and one in Jackson Hole before you can sell to those people. False. Or you personally need to whatever. False, 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 false. Or be with a certain office. False. Or you can't compete against so-and-so because they own that market. Next week, I'm going to be in Silverleaf, which is in Scottsdale. I'm teaching my training there. One of my panelists on my training is with Platinum Partners, Platinum Realty. Okay. Jay Mackin used to own a Remax franchise. He's a big deal. Jay looks the part. Jay is a member at the country club. Now, the skeptical agent would say, well, I can't even prospect in Silverleaf because Jay lives there. They're going to go with Jay. And no disrespect to Jay, but maybe some people can't identify with Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some people don't like Jay. I know people don't like me, right? You got to be true to yourself. You're not going to please everybody. Let's face it. Steve Jobs says if you want to please everybody, sell ice cream. Well, if you sold ice cream to my kids, they're not going to be happy. Not enough flavors, too cold, too hard, too soft. Okay. Be you. Okay. So I would not be intimidated if Jay Mackin listed 90% of homes in that gated community. I'd look at it as an opportunity. Like people want a different opportunity. They want a different alternative, but they don't have one. Nobody's giving them a reason to have one. So think differently.
Mm-hmm.
And then the worst one that's not listed on the screen is, well, there's already fill in the blank, 97 luxury agents in my community. Well, guess what? There's room for 98 because only you can tell your story better than anybody else. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So grow your knowledge and your confidence will grow. Well, Mike, how do I grow my knowledge? Well, you should know the ins and outs of your company, of your client. Your clients are Googling you. Are you Googling them? How's your online presence? Is your branding consistent? Is your contact information updated? No dead links. Okay.
Yeah.
This is important. Are you good at overcoming objections? Do you have good, strong visuals? Okay. Do you have strong, good visuals? Okay. Visuals are important, guys. Visuals are important. All right. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. So my goal for agents, when they think differently, Josh, most people, I showed those 5 buckets earlier. Remember those 5 buckets, Josh?
Yep.
You had entry level, bucket 1, average price point, bucket 2, bucket 3 was high end, which we define as 2 times the average sale price. Bucket 4, we call as a luxury home, and we define a luxury home as 3 times the average sale price. And drum roll, bucket 5 is ultra luxury. Ultra
Yep.
luxury. Remember on ultra luxury?
10 times.
10, correct. So I call it the evolution of a real estate agent. Evolution of a real estate agent is just that. Evolution of a real estate agent is they start, it's like maybe you've seen the evolution of man, right? People that believe in evolution that started the earth, they show the I don't even know the kind of like the caveman, and then they're getting bigger and they're getting taller, and then the human being, right? The evolution of human beings is some people believe in that. Okay. Well, the evolution of a real estate agent is similar. It's I'll do rentals. I'll maybe do first time buyers. Oh, I got my first listing. Oh, wow, it's fun. I like doing high end. Okay, that's the evolution. Most people focus on bucket 1 and 2, Josh. And my goal is for agents to dabble in bucket 3, 4, and 5. Keep doing 1 and 2 if that pays the bills. Eventually, you'll have a team and you'll refer buyers and sellers in 1 and 2 to your team members, and you cherry picked 4 and 5. Why not you? Why not you? You know, Roger Bannister was the first person to run that mile under 4 minutes. Josh, within 2 years, 37 others ran that same mile under 4 minutes. Is because Roger did it, so can I. So why not you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into some meat and potatoes on this training. You might be saying, Mike, this is great. We're 30 minutes into this, and I'm still waiting for a thingamajigger, some magical website, and you're looking
That
for
was
this.
easy.
And I'm here to tell you, if I can't break down your barriers, if you don't think you can dominate selling luxury homes, even if you're not with Sotheby's or one of these companies, then guess what? You're not going to be able to. My goal is for you to get your first luxury listing or luxury buyer in the next 30 days. Don't think like a real estate agent. Think like a marketer. I do recommend you get involved and get back. These are what we call affinity groups. The top big 4 affinity groups are ARIA, NAREB, the Alliance, and NAREP. But others are WCR, YPN, nonprofits, chambers, etc. Get involved, get back. Okay? Get involved, get back.
And guys, this is interesting because in your poll, you guys voted network and marketing being the 2 biggest parts of the elements. So that's right. Marketing is one of the biggest parts, and then your network, which is getting involved in networking, is your next biggest part.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Your network is your net worth. Let me say that again. Your network is your net worth. That's what I voted on. I couldn't vote because I was a panelist, but it's your network. Your marketing is important too, though. You get marketing is right up there. Best marketer beats best agent. Let me say that again. You might type that in. Best marketer beats best agent. Best marketer beats best agent. So I think a combination. I tell people it's not the market, it's the marketing. I'm a big believer in marketing, but you got to have a strong network as well. Okay. So I'm going to share with you guys some ways you can grow your network, okay, today. But I'm also going to share with you a little secret. Now, Josh, you're a lot younger than me, but what, do you remember any rap music from the 1990s, Josh?
Are we talking 50 Cent? We're talking that's when Will Smith was getting big too, when he was in the rap scene.
Yes, getting jiggy with it. Will Smith.
Snoop Dogg.
Yes. Do you remember this one here?
It's not playing too well. Hang on.
That's called OPP. You're down with OPP. Well, this next slide I'm going to talk to you about is OPP, but we're talking about leveraging other people's products or properties or listings. OPP. So this song says you're down with OPP, and it's about other people's properties, bodies, sexual. I'm not talking sexual here. I'm talking other people's listings, Josh. So this is gold here, guys. I'm about to give you some golden nuggets, some really big nuggets. If I didn't have if I had a $0 budget and I had no listings, I would be calling Josh from my office. Josh, have we practiced role playing at all?
No, we haven't.
No. Okay. So Josh, I'm going to put you on the spot and we're role playing.
All
You don't
right.
even know what the hell I'm calling you about right now. This is a
Nope.
true role play. Ring,
All
ring.
right. Hello, this is Josh.
Hey, Josh, this is Mike from the office. How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Good, good. I missed you at the spring retreat there, the recycle event. But hey, you got some really cool listings, Josh. As you know, I'm a younger agent. I don't have any listings. I'm not sure if you like doing open houses on the weekends or not, but I'm a big believer in win-wins, Josh. And I thought I'd give you a call before I gave Dion a call from the office because he's got a cool listing. But Josh, you have a really cool listing over at 123 Shawami Boulevard. And I thought I'd give you a call because I would love to do an open house this weekend or next weekend there. I want to make it a win-win so it helps you, helps the sellers. I'm not sure when your expiration date's up. I don't know if the seller's calling you about why isn't my home selling? It looks like it's been on for a little bit, but I'm hopefully going to give you something on a silver platter that will make it a no-brainer for you. So would you be at least open to me hosting an open house there this weekend? If I'll market it, and by the way, I should have led with this. What's in it for you? Number one is maybe it gets a seller off your rear end. Number two, hopefully it gets sold. Number three, even if it doesn't get sold, Josh, what I'm going to do is I'll give you a referral fee from any buyer that comes in unrepresented that I eventually represent. I'll pay you a referral fee. So this listing could be like the gift that keeps on giving. Even if it doesn't sell, you can get paid. What do you say, Josh?
I mean, that sounds pretty great to me. I like taking a weekend off.
Boom. That is nuggets there for anybody watching this. I'm giving you something on a silver platter. Guys, I would never ask you to do something that I don't do. So I'm hosting open houses at my listings. I'm a veteran agent, have 15 plus listings at any given time, selling 30 to 40 million in volume. But my passion is my training, my consulting. I didn't even go into that. He did a little bit in my introduction, but I'm the founder of the Lux designation. We teach our course across the country. I'll be in Scottsdale next week. Last week, I was at the Houston Association of Realtors. I've had thousands of agents go through my course, thousands listen to our podcast. That's my passion. I believe I'm impacting thousands of agents' lives. That's why I'm doing this for free for Josh today. So yeah, there's a lot more agents that sell a lot more than 30 to 40 million than I'm doing. My team members sell more than that, and that's not in my volume, but that's my true number. Because my real passion is doing what I'm doing here. I'm changing agents' lives. Lucinda Gatson, she's one of the, so we have 23 chapters in this book and we have 3 rising stars. So there's 26 chapters, 23 rock star agents, 3 rising stars. One of my rising stars, all 3 of them have my Lux designation, but one of them is Lucinda Gadsden. Lucinda out of Dallas increased her average sale price by 60% by taking my course and implementing. Last year, she made more money than ever before, and she only worked half the year. She had a lot of health problems. That's why I do what I do. That gets me more excited than selling one other home. The thought of being $100 million producer and having 87 listings doesn't excite me. For me, my why is helping thousands of agents. So OPP, okay, not the not the rap song, okay, not that OPP, but this next OPP. So Josh, you and I role played. So the 6 golden nuggets of luxury real estate and increasing your average sale price are on the screen. Number 1 is your past clients. Now, guys, don't judge your past clients. Maybe your past clients are all in entry-level bucket and average price bucket, and no past clients are in high-end luxury or ultra luxury. Well, guess what? They might know people. They might know people. So I had a $10 million listing that recently sold for 7.5. I was not involved in that, but that listing came from a guy that worked out at my health club that borrowed my truck. He was an average price bucket client, and he never bought or sold with me, by the way, but he referred me a $10 million seller. So number 1 is your past clients. Number 2 is neighbors of your listings. Now, again, remember we just talked about OPP. Josh had that listing.
Yep.
Even if you don't have that listing, this slide is teaching you how to leverage other people's properties with their permission, of course. And so, again, the other thing you can do is if Josh is having a broker open and Josh is not even in your office, but the listing is cool, you can call Josh. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Ring, ring. Hey, Josh, Mike LaFido. You and I have never met, but looks like you have a broker open house that is tomorrow. Is that correct?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Hey, I'd love to come by, Josh, and I'd like to make this a win-win. I'd love to let people in my database know that I'm previewing the property on their, and I'm going to ask them what questions they have, and is there something they want me to take a look at or ask you, the listing agent? And I want to make this a win-win, so I'll tag you. So would you have a problem if I told people I'm going to this property tomorrow? I put your single property website on there. Would you have a problem with that, Josh?
No problem at all.
And then when I'm there tomorrow, would you have a problem if I take some photos and maybe video, and same thing, I tag you and clearly say I'm not the agent, but it's Josh's listing?
Yeah, as long as I'm tagged, I'm happy.
Perfect. So again, neighbors, so getting back to, guys, you should be going to other agents, broker open houses, build your confidence. You're going to create content with it. with the agent's permission, of course. Number two is you should work open houses of other agents' listings if you don't have your own. I'm doing my own listings and open houses, but if you don't have them, leverage other people's with their permission. Now, in some states, you can work open houses outside your brokerage. Check with your broker. Okay, I don't know about Florida. I have a guy that interned for me a couple of years ago. He's in Tennessee. Tennessee, you can do that. In Illinois, you can't. Okay, so check with your real estate board and your brokerage. So you might, if you can do them outside your brokerage, pick the best area. Again, for every 10 agents you call, 3 might say yes, but that's 3. Don't give up after 3, guys. If you call 3 agents, they say no, but you call 7 others and 3 out of those 7 say yes, guess what? 3 out of 10 will get you in the Hall of Fame in the Major League Baseball. 3 out of 10. Now, 3 out of 10 isn't great for 10 listing appointments getting 3, but don't be the person that stings in the dugout because you struck out 3 times. Last week, I did this training in Houston, and we talked about in hot markets, you have more for sale by owners. In cold markets, you have more canceled and expireds. Is that accurate, Josh?
I'd say so.
Yeah, when you have hot markets, people sell by owner because why am I going to pay 4, 5, 6, what X%? Because I'm going to sell it
Everything's
by
selling already.
myself.
Why bother?
Right. Well, I had this agent say, well, for sale by owners, they don't work. So what do you mean? Oh, I tried 3 of them and they don't work. I said, 3 and you gave up? Okay, so again, don't give up after 3, 5, 10. Okay. So number 2 is neighbors of your listing. So I'm going to use Josh as an example. Josh has this cool listing. I'm going to work the open house on Saturday, but guess what I'm going to do? I'm either going to send a mailer or door knock around Josh's listing, maybe 10 houses to the left, 10 to the right, and 20 across the street. Knock, knock, knock.
Hello?
Hey, my name is Mike LaFido. I'm hosting an open house down the road, and it's going to be Saturday from 12 to 2. Home is currently listed for 1.2 million. Here's a flyer on the property, and here's my business card. The reason I'm knocking on your door is to let you know, because wouldn't it be pretty cool if you could pick your next neighbor, maybe somebody you're friends with, or you know somebody that plays sports with somebody's kid, and they're looking in this neighborhood. Would you just let them know, pass along this flyer, or let them know that we're having an open house? There's a QR code on there as well. You can share that, and that will scan them to all the photos. And would you mind sharing that with somebody that maybe is thinking about buying or selling in this area? And the other reason, Josh, is on average, we're going to probably get 10 to 15 people based on other open houses I've hosted in this area. 10 to 15, 90% of them are going to be disappointed. For whatever reason, it's not the right floor plan. The home needs too much work. They don't like what it backs up to. They don't like the neighbor with the car parked out in front all the time, whatever. And so I'm going to have, chances are, 5 to 10 buyers that are looking to buy in this area, in this neighborhood, that are pre-qualified, Josh, looking to buy this week or this month, and that home isn't right for them. So Josh, the other reason I gave you my card is, would you keep me informed if you know of others that are thinking of selling in this area? Or maybe you're just curious of what your home's worth, or maybe you're thinking of selling. I might have a potential buyer after this weekend. So here's my information. Josh, what I just shared with you is gold. Now I'm switching. Now you're not the homeowner. You're Josh with Shawami. That is gold. You can leverage other agents' listings to attract, number 3, buyers. Number 4, maybe people on your farm. Number 5, sellers. You're going to get sellers from that as well. You're going to get people say, I'd like to buy it, but I got to sell first. You're going to get listings from other agents' listings. You're going to get buyers from other agents' listings. You're going to create content through your live streams or your, hey, come by tomorrow post from other agents' listings. That is gold, and that's why I wanted to spend a ton of time on that. Now, I got to fast forward a little bit, guys, so forgive me here. These are all slides. You can do that kind of stuff on Canva. These types of things, open house Saturday, you can do that kind of stuff on Canva. All right, I'm going to fast forward here. So I told you there's 2 pillars on today's training. Number 1 was your mindset. Number 2 was, and your mindset was foundation. Number 2 was your blueprint. Your blueprint is how are you going to attract opportunities? I really focus on open houses, on other agents' open houses, but there's two forms of marketing, Josh. There's warm marketing. That's your database and your sphere and people that know you and like you and trust you. You got to love on them. You got to talk to them and text them and call them. But the opposite of warm marketing, and either those are have-nots, or have-not-mets, or cold marketing. That's canceled, expired, FISBOs, other people's open houses. And I really focused on this training on other people's open houses. Now, you're not in the real estate business. You're in the business of marketing your real estate business. Remember I said earlier, best marketer beats best agent? Now, most agents are in their comfort zone, Josh. I'm real comfortable here. I don't want to, I might upset people by posting, or what if I shoot a video, I might upset people. Well, they're not paying your bills, Josh. You got to do what you're going to do. And video is a key part of it. Now, I don't have a ton of time to cover video, but you should have a YouTube channel. You should be creating content for buyers, for sellers, for market updates. Okay. When you visit other agents' cool open houses with their permission, you should be shooting videos. Okay. So that is really important, guys. It's really important. I want to make sure I open up enough time for Q&A. I said I'm going to have 5 minutes of Q&A, but this is what I'm going to be doing, guys. This, what I just told you, this nugget, this was just one nugget, other people's open house. If you download this free ebook, you'll have all those same nuggets. Go to luxurylistingblueprint.com, Luxury Listing Blueprint. Josh, read any questions that anybody has. If people are typing in the chat feature or in the Q&A, let's start that. And I got a couple other slides to share, but just be prepared with that for me. By the way, these are the events we do when I do my live designation events. 90% of people that have my Lux course, they do it on demand, Josh. They get a username and password. They don't go to a live event. I'm going to be in Scottsdale next week, Miami in May, Nashville this summer. But most people take my self-paced course. It's step 1 of 1. You don't have to have sold previous luxury homes to have my Lux designation. There's no prerequisites. Again, it's an on-demand username and password. And if you go to my live events, you still get the on-demand. But if you do the on-demand, you get access 24/7. So that is my course. You can go to luxurylistingspecialist.com, luxurylistingspecialist.com. And for anybody that takes action, Josh, that gets our course on today's training, I'll send them a video brochure, a video book. It's a way to differentiate themselves. I go on listing appointments and everybody shows up with their iPad or their laptop. I'm literally showing them, Mr. Seller, you hire me. This is an example of a video. This is another example. Here's another example. Here's another example. Here's another example. Here's another example. And so we preloaded the video book with a couple examples. I will include that and I'll send that in the mail. It's $197 value for anybody that gets our Lux designation. They could literally go to luxurylistingspecialist.com, one-time payment of $597. I'm going to shut up and I'm going to answer any question that people have. But keep that slide up there for a minute or two, Josh. And then I'm going to show a couple slides. My contact. Somebody just said, hey, what's your contact information again? There it is. Okay, I'll keep this up here for a minute. And Josh is looking. Captain Ron has a question, it looks like. Captain Ron Horton says, I'm scared and my broker says it's not real, but he
About
did sign
the
my
listing he just got, the multi-million-dollar listing. He had
I missed that part.
commented
How
earlier
much was
about
it?
it. Yeah. $5 million
What?
listing. So I think if I was thinking, Ron, something to think about is it does sometimes seem unreal when it's your first one. When you go from selling certain listings to all of a sudden a $5 million listing. And I think, Michael, you might be able to touch up on like kind of what that jump felt like for you.
Yeah. So Ron, having a listing is important. Getting it sold is more importantly. So Ron, take a picture of the screen here. I'm going to offer you a free coaching session, Ron, on one condition. I'm coaching you, but we'll live stream it so it'll help others. So if you're okay with that, Ron, shoot me an email, Michael@Marketing Luxury Group. The other thing that I'm willing to do to everybody is I'll give you my objection handling playing cards, not the physical $27 cards that I sell, but I'll give everybody the digital PDF with literally, it's got 16 objections and how to overcome them, breaking into luxury, and 36 motivational sayings. Like one of my sayings, Josh, is shy real estate agents have skinny kids. Let me say that again, Josh. Shy real estate agents have skinny kids. You can't be shy in this industry. You got to let people know what you do for a living. The more conversations you have, those are opportunities. You know, I tell this story, Josh. My one son is home sick today. Vinny. Vinny loves steak. We'll go out to lunch at a normal place. He'll order a $40 steak. Now, when I grew up, I remember, I'll never forget my stepdad when I ordered steak at dinner one night. He got mad and said, "No, you'll have a hamburger." He was too cheap, didn't want to buy me a steak. Okay. Now I vowed to myself, I'm not going to let that happen to my kids. I'm going to make enough money that when my kids want to order a steak, that I don't have to worry about it. Now
Yeah.
that doesn't have to deal with being skinny or overweight. It's a little bit of a joke. But my point is, shy agents are going to have a tough time putting food on the table. That's really what the quote means. Okay. So guys, if you send me an email at the end of this and say, objection cards. If you write objection cards, okay, I will not send them to you. I'm going to send you a link. If you got something today and you leave me a review on Google and you share with me the review and it's a 5-star, if I earned it, then I will send you a objection handling playing card. If I didn't earn a 5-star review, then you send me an email on why you don't think I earned a 5-star review, and I'll still share it with you.
I mean, to your point of, you know, the skinny kids, I have to say, like, even recently, there was a book I was reading, The Millionaire Mindset, and they were even talking about, hey, go to a restaurant and just order market price. Get out of the mindset that you aren't worth it, that you've got to get out there, got to do some uncomfortable things with your finances, with your mindset, and just break through. Now, we did get a question on can we repeat the part about offering referral fee to the luxury listing agent
Yeah.
for unrepresented buyers in exchange for allowing them to host an open house?
Yeah. So
Also,
again, Josh, so let me tell you,
Mhm.
I usually ask this question, okay, and I'm going to type it in. Okay, hold on. I don't even know how to ask a question. Josh,
Just make sure it goes to everyone.
Josh, go ahead and type it in. Type in
Okay.
do a question and answer. I want to see people's answers. Okay.
I can't do it in there, but I can do it in the poll. Give me 2 seconds. I'll build a poll. All right. What's the question?
What is the most listened to radio station that buyers and sellers and listing agents listen to? And keep it open. They can type it in. What is the most listened to radio station that buyers, sellers, and agents listen to?
This is going to be, guys, this is going in the poll. So give me 2 seconds. It's going live now. Let me do it. Let me launch it. Set for webinar and launch. Go ahead and answer it in the poll, not in the chat. This is going to help us with gathering those answers. Also, Aisha, just to quickly recap, we will be sharing this on our YouTube channel, which is on YouTube/@Shawami. So you will see the full recording of today's webinar. Now, whether or not we're going to see, Michael, you getting a lot of questions about specifically your slides. I don't know if you wanted to share those or not. I can put those in the notes as well later.
Send me an email and I'll share the slides.
Okay. So yeah, anybody who is looking for this recording, it will just be on our YouTube channel. So be sure to follow it. That's how we share these. That is on the YouTube. So it's not going to be sent directly to emails. Sorry, that's kind of it's a lot of just back and forth, and so what we do is we just say, hey, if you follow us, we will be posting that. You'll get the full version of today's webinar with slightly edited so we don't hear all the ums, the uhs, or anything like that. And we look super cool doing all of this. So all right, so we got Dave Ramsey, NPR, not sure. Me, no idea, LOL. Kurth, WIFM, XM radio channel.
Yes, yes. Who said WIIFM?
And that was Lynn.
Lynn, have you heard me present before? Just out of curiosity. That is ring, 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 ring. That is the winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
She said no,
Awesome.
she
She is
hasn't.
not. Lynn, I'm going to give you a prize. So, Lynn, make sure you send me an email
I've
and
got
we're going to
Lynn's
send
email,
you.
so I'll send that over to you
Awesome. Great
real
job,
quick.
Lynn. So, bottom line is getting back to the original question. Somebody asked me, Mike, please go over the referral conversation you had with the listing agent. Before I even called Josh, the listing agent, I know what keeps Josh awake at night as a listing agent. Why isn't it selling? I need to get this sold. I want the seller to stop calling me saying, why isn't it selling? What are you doing to market my home? What are you doing to spend money? I want Josh off my, you know what? And so before I even call Josh, I know those are his pain points. So my conversation, if we were to rewind and replay the recording when Josh and I role played and he didn't know I was calling him, I said win-win. Remember I said win-win? I want to make this a win-win because that's what Josh listens to. Josh cares about what's in it for Josh. No offense to Josh.
No.
The seller cares about, they don't care about, oh, cool, Mike, you were awarded the MVP from Who's Who in Luxury Real Estate. They don't give a rat's patootie about that. They care about how I'm part of Who's Who in Real Estate and I'm learning best cutting edge strategies and how that's going to get their home sold faster for more money and net them more money. That's a benefit. They don't care about features. They care about benefits. So Josh cares about how how hosting an open house for him is going to benefit him and benefit his seller. So it's going to be a win-win-win. It's going to be beneficial for you, Josh, and your seller. It's going to benefit your seller because even if not a lot of qualified people come through, third-party websites like realtor.com will promote the open house. It's going to benefit you because hopefully I'm going to get it sold. You're going to get a referral fee if I represent the buyer. And even if I don't represent the buyer, but one of those buyers buys something else down the road with me and they like me, I will give you a referral fee. Now you might say 10%, 20%, 25. First one, if you got no listings, put all chips in so it's no brainer and Josh says yes if it's a really cool listing. Then Josh will allow you to do an open house in another 2 weeks or a month there. Or Josh will call you when he gets another listing. Maybe Josh will give you listings every weekend.
Yeah, it's about putting yourself out there.
It's about putting yourself out there. It's about thinking outside the box. It's about making it a win for the other party.
Yes. That's key. You got to make it a win for the other party. They got to be able to, they got to want to participate. Guys, if you do have questions, please shoot them in the Q&A. We've only got another maybe 5 more minutes because we did start a little late. So I don't want to hold everybody's time up. This is the benefit of going to a webinar is you get to ask the questions. So don't be afraid to do so. Otherwise, you're just a spectator on YouTube when you get to see these recordings later. So you get to be in the chair of asking.
Guys, I do want to talk about this. If you have questions, shoot me an email. Our designation is a self-paced class. It's $597. No previous luxury sales are required. If you need a payment plan, let me know. I am coming to Florida. I asked Josh, but May 15th, I'm coming to Florida. The Miami Realtors are hosting my event. Josh, maybe you can put this in. If I don't know if you have a decent Florida audience. Where's everybody from on here? Is it a lot of Florida or everywhere?
It's everywhere. Being a national company, we get, Captain Ron's from Alaska. We got Virginia, Atlanta, Southeast Florida, Arizona, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Alaska, Charlotte. They're everywhere.
Captain Ron's in Arizona. Arizona next week, Captain Ron. I will be at Silverleaf Country Club teaching my class next Thursday.
Captain Ron said Alaska. Oh yeah, he said Arizona, and then he said Alaska. Do we have two
maybe
Captain
he
Rons in
lives
here?
in one.
Oh,
So,
okay, yeah.
yeah.
All right, so we did get some more questions are popping in. Awesome.
Please ask them. And while they're asking, I'm going to type in a couple things, but keep going.
Yeah, so my concern is higher price homes can take longer to sell. So I worry I can't get it sold or sold quickly enough compared to average price homes or slightly over average. Good question.
Yeah, it does. So you're right. So Josh, remember earlier I showed the 5 buckets?
Yep.
So you want to diversify your portfolio. Josh wins the mega lotto, $10 million, goes to his financial advisor. His financial advisors say, let's diversify those earnings. Short-term risk, long-term risk, short-term liquidity, high risk, low risk. You guys need to diversify. So don't quit your day job if it's bucket 1, bucket 2, bucket 3, but sprinkle in some bucket 4 and 5s, and just know. I use the word slack adjuster, and you can write this term down if you want in the chat feature, Josh. There's a term called slack adjuster. Now we have Ace Hardwares. You guys got Ace Hardwares by you?
Yes.
Yeah, Ace Hardware. There's kind of like a Home Depot or, a Lowe's. I don't know if they make commissions, the people that work at Ace Hardware, but I know the owner makes money if he sells bigger thingamajiggers. So if you go to Ace Hardware and buy a bunch of, wasp spray and bolts and nuts, they make a little profit on that. But if you go there and you go buy that outdoor grill kitchenette from them for $10,970, that makes up for a lot of bee spray and bolts and nuts that they'd have to sell to make that profit. That's
Yep.
called a slack adjuster. Okay. Some of you, I have a closing next week, $1,875,000. It'll be a $45,000 check. That makes up for a lot of lean months. Okay. That's a slack adjuster, but I still sell the cute and smalls as well.
Yep. Well, and to your point, so guys, I don't know how many of you saw. So we did a post on Shawami earlier this week. Matt Kuchar, the owner, actually one of the big reasons why we loved promoting this was because he was in Highlands Ranch, Florida, selling like probably 20-ish homes a year. And he was getting occasionally a luxury listing. And at the time, he didn't always feel comfortable. So what did he do? He got comfortable with luxury because even those 1 or 2 every year still help keep that income up and running. And it gets you that confidence and that prowess to say, okay, I can take this on. So I definitely say, if you're looking at anything, first of all, the benefits of getting into luxury is even if something pops in your plate, it's good to know and understand and feel confident in selling it.
Yep. You're
All
absolutely
right. Please explain how the designation helps realtors earn more money.
Well, a designation in itself doesn't mean rats patootie, right? I will say our designation is LUXE. So even if the general public has no idea what CRS, CIDPS mean, they know what Lux means. So that's why we named it Lux, LUXE. But it's not about the actual designation. It's about the network. It's about the support. It's about the Facebook group. It's about having access 24/7 to 16 modules with over 10 and a half hours training. You'll be more confident. You'll step out of your comfort zone. You'll do some lead gen, some prospecting. You'll be comfortable role playing or going on a listing appointment. So it's not about the designation. That's a feature. It's about the benefits of the designation and what that will do for you.
This opens those doors for sure. All right. Next question is the free coaching session available to anyone? If so, I'd love one, please. I want to get my Lux designation too.
Yeah, so thank you. I typically only offer a free coaching session if it's like really filling a void because I put so much content on my podcast. If it's a topic that I don't talk enough about, but I could coach somebody up and it will benefit them, but it will benefit my subscribers. So possibly, to answer your question, I'm not saying no, but it's just not a general, how do I get into luxury? I have tons of, that's what my podcast's for. That's what all my videos are for. If you go to, I'm going to, if you send me an email, you guys can Google me, you can look me up, but our podcast is out there called Luxury Listing Specials. We just released our 288th episode. And, I put a lot of free content out there for that kind of stuff. But if it's a unique question and I think it will benefit others, then heck yeah.
Not only that, but Aisha, make it a win-win.
Hey, win-win.
You make it a
Absolutely.
win for Mike. He'll have, make it a win for you. So again, we're going back to the lessons learned today. Make it a win-win. All right, I have 20 showings in 3 weeks. Wow. Seller has done updates, but not many upgrades. except bathroom. What should I do to get this sold? No offers yet. Any tips would be helpful. What's the uh Future, what's the price range? You didn't quite
A,
put
what's the
that
price
in
range?
here, but
B, you should have somebody that sells a whole lot more real estate than you that you like and trust, that can be direct and blunt in a nice way and a loving way, but direct and blunt with you. And I call it my SWOT analysis. What's the strengths of the home, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats? Chances are, and I don't have enough time, but if I looked at those photos and asked you some questions, I could identify some gaps, some blind spots that you are not finding that would help position that home more effectively. 20 showings, you should have offers, plural.
mm-hmm.
So price based on the condition, but that I hate always just blame it on price. You go on lab coat agents, 160,000 agents. Somebody says, "Hey, what can you do?" Just price, price, price. I don't want to always be price. I don't want to be default to price. But that probably is a factor. But there's other factors.
Yep. All right. I think I worry that I'll be pressured by the seller on a luxury listing if it doesn't sell quickly.
Okay, a couple things. That's where you got to manage their expectations. How many months of inventory there? Is there a year of inventory? Is it a buyer's market in their price point or a seller's market? Managing expectations is huge. I can tell you, there's jerks that are in entry level. There's jerks in average. There's jerks in high end. There's jerks in luxury, and there's jerks in ultra luxury. But there's totally laid back people in ultra luxury. Totally cool people that you can have a cocktail with in luxury and high end. So sometimes we psych ourselves out. It's like the March Madness. UConn just beat Purdue. There was an old movie with Gene Hackman from the 1980s. Gene Hackman and Hoosiers, a small basketball team, beat all these Goliaths and made it to the state championship team. He breaks out a tape measure and in front of all of them says, "Look at guys, it's 10 feet, just like all the hoops we've been playing in those small gyms throughout Indiana all year." We sometimes psych ourselves out. Guess what? Multimillionaires and billionaires, I got two of them in my book. They put their pants on just like you and me, one pant leg at a time. And at the end of the day, their dog, when they go home, craps on their carpeting and they have to pick it up just like you and me.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I like how you put it. Like you can get people at any level that are just going to be a pain in your butt.
Yep.
It just matters how much of a pain in the butt you want to deal with. And if they're a
Yep.
good match, I think that's another thing is like when you do your consultation, we talked about earlier, you're not a match for everybody. And maybe that person early on in the consultation, you could find that they're not going to be a good match for you. Yes. All right. So we got more information on the home that was in question, which is a $460,000 home in good condition. It's a seller's market. This is the one that saw 16 showings and in 3 weeks.
Okay.
So I think, he touched up on it a little bit earlier. I would definitely take the advice that he had, sorry, 20 showings. Yep, 20 showings. Uh, Definitely take the advice to kind of learn from others in the market, see what's going on, because sometimes it's just a matter of positioning, and then taking a second glance at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Guys, you can find me all over the web. I'll throw my contact information just one more time. Reach out if you jumped on late, you know, reach out, Google me, follow us. We put a lot of content out there. If you're dead serious about getting, your designation, you're certified in luxury to differentiate. It's not about the designation, it's about what that will do for you and the network and the mindset. You can go to Luxury Listing Specialists. Anybody that signs up today, we will send a video book to you. That's $197 value. It's a way to differentiate. It's preloaded. We'll show you the instructions and all that good stuff.
I love it. Well, Michael, thanks so much for jumping on today. I appreciate it. This has been a hot topic. I know a lot of agents got a lot of value out of it. So very exciting. I like your approach to it. It's a marketing mindset first, guys. I think that's one of the key elements that I absolutely got out of this is, as much as your network is a really big thing, to grow your network, consider your marketing as a accelerator for your network. You can grow that network just by simply being a good marketer. That includes things like going to high-end businesses and promoting those high-end businesses because they'll re-promote you back. That's
Yeah.
another aspect. That's a whole other strategy. I'm sure Michael has somewhere hidden in there, but as for
No, it
today,
is. It's, you want to make it a win-win. There's takers in this world and there's givers. Sometimes people will take. Well, then cut them off. Um,
yep,
somebody say, hey, this course is recognized across the world. We've been in Dubai and Canada. I was just in Houston for HAR last week teaching this, but you can take it. You don't have to be with a certain brand, a certain brokerage. You don't have to have a certain number of luxury sales, you know, and HAR does recognize it on their website too.
love it, love it. Awesome. Thank you, Michael. We're
Hey, thanks,
gonna
buddy.